I have some new followers with questions about how self-directed IRAs work, and also some questions that have come in the comments about my examples. Let me start by answering this question. What makes this affordable housing? I understand that the tenant would be paying less against their loan than they're currently paying in rent, but you're talking about charging someone 10 to 12% interest. And someone with decent credit can get a first-time homebuyer's mortgage with very little down and probably at 7% interest. And if their credit is bad, I wouldn't want to loan to them anyway. So let me take this question in two parts. First, what makes it affordable is what you say in your second sentence. The person who's buying would be paying less against their loan as a buyer than they're currently paying in rent. So that is the definition of affordable. That actually does make it more affordable to them. And they're actually buying an asset. But let's go a little deeper. There are not that many banks and financial institutions that will make a loan on a $30,000 home mortgage. Most require a minimum home value of $50,000 to $100,000 before they think it's even worth it to them to do the paperwork. So I'm not saying it's completely impossible. They may be able to make it happen at a credit union, or maybe they can do an FHA or a VA loan with low down. That's not wrong, but it's not necessarily simple. And many folks who have grown up in families that have never purchased a home find the process of working with banks and financial institutions to be incredibly daunting. They may have some very good reasons why they don't trust traditional banks and financial institutions. Let's face it, we all do. I showed interest rates of 10 to 12% because this is an average return that might be considered reasonable to people who are investing their retirement dollars in the stock market. If you're independently wealthy, you could choose to do a no-interest loan to somebody to make affordable housing happen. Or you could do a market rate of 6 to 7% as part of your portfolio to create affordable housing for people. It's totally up to you. But let me catch this last point, which is about their credit score, where you say, if a bank won't loan money to them, I wouldn't want to loan them money either. So this point goes to the question of risk, which, again, is fair enough. But you're saying this deal sounds too risky to you. So let's look at the risk from a strictly financial point of view first. You own a $30,000 real estate asset. If the buyer defaults on the loan that you make to them, you get to foreclose and retain the property as well as all the payments that have been made to you up to now. Then you still have the asset and you can sell it again. Now, I don't want to make foreclosure sound simple because it's not always that way. But stay with me. You still own the asset. That's safer than a lot of stocks out there. And here's the reality. You're going to meet with this tenant and you're going to see if you vibe with them. And if you don't, you just keep renting to them while you look for the right person to sell to that you do feel good about. You're setting in motion a 10 to 15-year relationship. You're going to agree on the terms of the loan, whatever terms you want. Your terms can be anything that you like. But here's an important point that I'm trying to get across. I'm trying to show you options, alternatives to thinking about financial agreements as purely transactional. If you have a good relationship with your buyer and something happens, like that person loses their job, they're going to tell you. If they need to walk away, you can talk about how to make this happen with grace and dignity. You're just two people. You have an agreement together. You don't have to act like a bank. That can be good, right? That can be good all around.